There's always going to be things that are working out and not working out, no matter where you are in your life. And if you are waiting for everything to be working out, in order for you to act on something, in order for you to write your book, write your script, finish your song, put the album out, do the thing, the creative thing that you want to do. If you're waiting for everything to align, maybe you're waiting for something to align, something to happen, something to change. By the time that thing happens, by the time that thing changes, something else will fall out of alignment. Some things will be going very well, and some things will not be going very well, and you can't predict that. Not 100%, not always. That's just how life works sometimes. So if you're waiting, there's too much waiting. You need to be like the parrot and just sing it out loud right now. Be perfectly imperfect, because you never know who you're going to inspire. You never know who you're going to touch. You never know who is waiting to receive the unique medicine that you have to offer, that only you can offer. And I'm not saying that people are sitting around like, when is he going to drop the YouTube video? When is he going to release the song? It's not like that. It's more like they don't even know that you're going to impact them yet. They don't even know that you have the medicine for them yet, because you haven't shared it. How's anyone going to know until you share that medicine? So there's something within you that you need to get over so you can just let it come through naturally, the way that it wants to. It's not about the external circumstances. The external circumstances, the 3D reality, is filled with imperfection. There are things right now for me that I was praying for, and there are other things happening that I wasn't praying for and that I could not predict happening. And the things that I wasn't praying for that seem less than perfect could be enough to deter me from continuing to create, from continuing to act, from continuing to show up. I could be in a state of worry and anxiety, which always leads to overthinking and inaction and overconsumption. And then I wouldn't be here talking to you. And who knows who this touches in the right way. And even if it's just one person, that's worth it. Isn't it worth it to impact one person positively? I don't need to reach the entire world. I don't need to reach 1 million people. I just need to reach you. I just want to touch your heart. I want to inspire you. Careful not to fall in his pool. So you need to get out of your own way. You need to stop overthinking everything, because it's causing you to stay stuck. And when you're stuck, it's because you have all these ideas swirling around in you that you aren't acting upon. You're an artist. You're a co-creator of reality. You have the creative life principle within you, just like every other piece of life here. And it is your sacred responsibility to bring that forth into the world. Otherwise, it will tear you apart from the inside out, and you will be withholding what somebody else needs to hear that can only be said in the way you will say it, by you, obviously. So what are we doing here? If we're not creating, we're consuming. And there's nothing wrong with consuming, it's overconsumption that leads to our destruction. You know you're overconsuming when you feel drained. And you know you're forcing creativity when you feel drained. So how do we overcome this? You need to make time for what energizes you. You need to make time to rest, to be with yourself. And you need to make time to study and learn and apply. Like, become the best at being you. Uniquely you. Become the best. You that you can become. What does that mean to you? That's going to be different for each person. For me, it's a balance. I want to be physically fit. I want to be healthy, eating healthy, moving, active, breathing, meditating, praying, spending time in nature, touching the earth, getting in the sun. But it also means I'm reading, I'm studying, I'm learning. If I'm consuming, a lot of the time I'm consuming information that's going to assist me. Or I'm consuming art, music that inspires me, that uplifts me, that inspires more creativity out of me, makes me want to improve, makes me want to be better. You need to audit your consumption. Conscious consumption, we call this. People are often conscious of what they eat without being conscious of what they feed their minds. And if you want a free mind, you need to ensure that you are feeding freeing information into your mind, not taking on more limiting beliefs, taking on beliefs that inspire and that uplift. It's not worth having a belief that brings you down. Discard of those. Discard of the beliefs that make you feel less than who you are. Believe only what serves you and others. Not just others. It has to serve you too. Because you are important. You matter. You are valuable. Your level of consciousness impacts the entire collective. If you are constantly putting yourself down, you are putting down the collective consciousness. What is that quote from the Bible? Love thy neighbor as thyself. What does that mean? It doesn't mean just love your neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love yourself first. When you love yourself fully, then you can love your neighbor. If you don't love yourself, how can you love anyone else? Honestly. So how are you treating yourself? Sharing your art, creating your art, expressing your ideas is a form of self-love. Suppressing, putting it down, saying it's not good enough, it needs to be more perfect. I'll share it when I feel ready. I'll share it when the perfect circumstances align. I'll build the business when I have less going on. When are you going to have less going on? There's always unexpected things happening. That's what I'm saying. I saw this video going very differently. My visualization was me sitting here by this pool, because this isn't, I just got here a couple days ago. It was me sitting here saying, I made it back to Costa Rica, I manifested myself back here. I just had a successful $10,000 launch, my biggest launch yet in my offerings. And here's how I did it. That was going to be this video. And I will make a similar video, more along the lines of that. But what I got instead is, I am here. I did manifest myself back into Costa Rica by God's will. Because I'm not the doer, right? There is one power living and acting through us. Although there's this sense of free will, it's like, do everything as if you were the doer, but know that it is only God acting. Anyway, I had a $5,000 launch, right? I made half the amount of money that I visualized myself making, that I wanted to make, that I set out to make. Now, that's still successful, right? You got to shoot for the stars, so if you fall, you land on the clouds. So I'm still happy with it. I'm still grateful. But why did the manifestation fall short? Why didn't I get exactly what I set out for at this time? And I would put that up to all the doubt and uncertainty and fear and worry that I allowed myself to have in the process. All of the questioning. And I made a video recently about being in obedience to God. I only got this far out of obedience, but I would have gotten further with deeper obedience. There are certain things God asked of me during this launch of the Multidimensional Artist that I didn't do. I didn't follow up on. So here we are. God said, okay, you want to make that happen? Here's all the things. I did most of them. I didn't do all of them. That's why. I am accountable. I am responsible. It's not anyone else's fault. But I'm also very loving and compassionate and graceful on myself, because I look at what I just walked through to get here. That's why I can still say I feel successful. I feel grateful, because I built this for myself, this moment, from a place that was toxic, that was not really my scene, wasn't necessarily where I wanted to be, although it was on a level. I was with family, but it wasn't like the perfect environment for me to be able to focus and build a business. So to the original point, it's like you may not be in the perfect environment to build it. Maybe that's the piece that you're waiting to shift until you do the thing. that you want to do. Maybe you don't feel ready. Maybe you feel like there's another skill you need to learn. You're not prepared enough. Maybe you feel like the timing in the world isn't right. See, I'm in this beautiful home, but there's other personal things going on that feel heavy on my heart, that feel difficult. And that's why I was saying earlier, it's like I could let those things deter me from creating right now. I could literally just spend all the hours of my day in worry and anxiety. And that's another big thing that we hear in the Bible too, is, and most spiritual traditions, is don't worry. Worry is a waste of energy. It doesn't mean don't care. It doesn't mean don't take action. It doesn't mean don't show up. It doesn't mean don't move on it. It means don't worry. Don't stress about it. Don't have anxiety about whatever it is. You still need to show up for life and express and use your God-given gifts. Because if you don't, if you waste your God-given gifts, that is blasphemy in the highest. The divine gave you this life, gave you this body, gave you this mind, gave you your circumstances so that you could use them to your advantage, not to your detriment. Being in the toxic space is what drove me to create success. Because I said, I can't stay here. So I have to do something. I have to do something about it. I'm not just going to sit around and let the world walk all over me. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to put my full attention to building and working towards success. I'm going to use my God-given gifts, my creativity, my singing, my rapping, my writing, my ability to listen and observe and witness and speak to people, to love people, to serve people. I'm going to use all of this. I'm going to bring it all together into one place. That is what I created. That's what the multidimensional artist is about. And it's just the beginning. It doesn't matter that I didn't reach my goal, because I got to learn valuable lessons along the way. And I didn't set the goal until I only had a bit of time left. Now I know. Now I know how to do it. I know to set the goal, the date that I achieve it, the amount that I make or whatever I acquire, achieve by that date. I know to create the plan of action and to follow through. I know to be in complete obedience to God. I know to not stress, worry, be in anxiety, or doubt the plan or the result. And I know to feel and know that the result is here now. And I am blessed to be in this position, to be here in this home, because there was a period of time when I wasn't even sure I was going to make it here. Like the main visualization I had to hold on to was me with my freshly shaved head, because I've been here before with long hair, if you look at older videos, And then I left. So the visualization was me here with my shaved head, sitting by this pool, doing this video. Here I am. It's real. When I started having that visualization, I didn't actually see how that was going to happen. I created a path from having that goal, believing in it, seeing it, and continuously feeding that to my subconscious mind. My subconscious mind delivered me the answers. But it was up to me to act on it and to believe in it and to continue to feed myself that image and the feeling of being here, regardless of what was going on around me, regardless of the imperfect circumstances. So now I'm here, right? And there's the perfection of being here. But then there's other things that happen that I didn't expect. So the lesson, the main lesson in all of this is don't wait for everything to be working, because when you get to the place where it's like everything's working, something else will stop working. It's just the contrast of this world. There's always beautiful things and there's always horrific things. I mean, even just looking at nature, you know, the praying mantis is a beautiful and interesting parrots. It's a beautiful and interesting creature, the praying mantis, to look at, to observe. But one time, I witnessed a male and a female praying mantis flying through the air, crash land into the grass. I run over, and I watched as the female praying mantis ate the male praying mantis alive, starting with his face, peeling back his head and eating his face, eating his head, and eating the rest of the body. That's horrific. Terrifyingly beautiful. That's the world. That's the earth that we're living on right now. Contrast. There's always things working out perfectly. There's always things working out not so perfectly. Don't wait to act till it's all perfect. It never will be. That's the perfection. The perfection is the imperfection. And the quicker, the sooner, the more you can accept that, the less of a hold it will have on you, the less it will control you, the less it will be able to deter you from acting and doing what you're here to do and using your God-given gifts to bring forth what is within you into the world so you can serve the people that you're here to serve and be who you are meant to be. Become the best version that you are. The best version that you can be, while simultaneously being rooted in the divine that you are already. The being, the awareness of being, the Christ within you, the I am presence that I am. I am that I am, the first name of God. And what you call yourself, I am. This is what you are. So be rooted in that. Be rooted in the knowing of the unchanging perfection. Be also immersed, fully immersed in the human experience of the imperfection. Bridge the perfection into the imperfection. Bring forth the beautiful art within you into the world. And by art, I don't just mean paintings and drawings. I mean music. I mean poetry. I mean this right now. This is expression. This is free expression. This is art. Your business is art. Your book is art. Your prayer, your dance, your workout. We are in a creative renaissance, an age of enlightenment. We are just in the beginning. We are in the beginning of social media being a tool to spread the renaissance. You're not late. You're right on time. But don't wait. As I always like to say, there's no rush, but there's no time to waste. So stop wasting time. And stop rushing. Be in the middle, in your power, in your center, in your heart, in your truth, as a caretaker of all that is good and true, as a warrior and protector of innocence, on your sacred mission, on your assignment. And your assignment, your life purpose, is to use your God-given gifts to serve. And you are meant to be wealthy. You are meant to be held in grace. You're meant to be loved and respected. And the more loved and respected you are, the more hated you are and feared you are. That's the polarity. So stop trying to please everyone in this. Stop trying to make everyone like you. Stop trying to speak to everybody. I'm speaking to you. You who is here resonating. All those other them folks, they probably would hate me. They don't want to watch this. It's triggering for them. Something I've said is triggering. Make them hate me. Or it'll make them fear me. Because it makes them fear themselves. It makes them fear the potential that they're wasting. It intimidates them because it requires them to be more in their power. When you're more in your power, you have more responsibility. And when you're vulnerable, when you're real, when you're raw, when you're expressing your art, what's inside you, you're vulnerable. So it's your expression that makes you both vulnerable, powerful, and accountable, responsible for your life. And they fear that. But you're not them. And you might fear it, but you're courageous. You're brave. You got that higher level of consciousness. You are able to walk into the fire and go for it. And that's why you're here listening to this, because this is the fire. You chill with me long enough, it's going to be like an ayahuasca trip. It's going to be like you're on some mushrooms. Because I'm bringing these nature frequencies to you. I'm bringing these earth frequencies. I'm bringing these Christ frequencies. I'm waking up within you what is already alive in you. Just been sleeping, just been dormant. Just been afraid to emerge. Because what was programmed and ingrained into you and trained into you, hypnotized into you. See, those other people are in a mass hypnosis because the music they listen to, because the media they consume, they're not conscious of their consumption. So they are under the spell of the spelling. So we're here to break the spells. Return to God at the center. Walk the path of truth and integrity and love and power and honor. Being a whole, full spectrum human being, creator, warrior of the one heart. Here to serve by being who you are. They don't want you being who you are. They don't want you being in your uniqueness. They want you being like everybody else. Wake up. Wake up. Stop waiting. There's always going to be something wrong. There's always going to be something right. That is the dual nature of the reality we are in. Enjoy it. And don't worry. It's in God's hands. Just pray. Just be. Just love. And you will see. Like a dove, the inspiration will fly and soar out of you into the world. You will serve the people you are here to serve. Doesn't matter how many. But the deeper you go within yourself, the deeper you will take them. So, do that work on yourself. And understand that showing up like this is part of that work. You will only get comfortable and good at doing something like this by doing it. Okay? Alright? Said it all. That's another masterclass. That's all, folks. Find me on Instagram at the Abu Shadi Way. And I'm on Threads as well. Spotify, Apple Music. Listen to the discography. Over 100 songs out there in the world. We live this shit. Okay? Okay, baby? Thank you. I love you so much. Peace and love.